Welcome back to another video. Now, this one is gonna hit quite close to home for me right now, and you might be like, Hayley, every single one of your videos hit close to home. What are you talking about? You have a whole podcast where you're literally talking about your problems in your life. Let a girl cook. This is hitting close to home because I am graduating in a few months. Next week is going to be my last ever 7-a-side school tournament ever, and in 2 weeks it's going to be my last ever 11-a-side tournament for like the academy. And the places we're playing at is like it's close to home. It's like I've been playing at like these competitions for years, literal years. I have memories engraved in the walls there. Those walls have seen me age. I have seen one of the places I'm playing at develop. I feel like I've been there brick by brick. When there's only one artificial pitch, now they go real grass, 7-a-side artificial. They have 2 real grass pitches. They built up. Like, I feel like I was there through all of it. It's like, oh my gosh, in 3 weeks time I'm no longer gonna be a football player, even though I was a football player my whole life growing up. I was playing football for as long as I can remember. I think I started 2012. But what we're going to get into is sports specification, because when I was younger, the biggest sport in my school, for context, is football. Like, we have so many football pitches. It's the top sport at my school. But we also have tennis, golf, and swimming. So tennis, golf, swimming, and football are our 3 academies, and recently aerials. So those are like our 5 academies at the school. Football is the biggest. We have the most athletes and we get the most tournaments. So growing up, it was the most popular. Like, everyone played football. However, when I was in primary, I did swim a bit and I did try out a few of the other sports. And when you're younger, you only train around 2 times a week. And then, so in the other days, I'll do other activities in the meantime. However, when you get to secondary, so when, it's actually like 11 years old. When I was 11, they want you to choose a sport and you have to finalize it by 13. So I think when you're in between like 11 and 13, you start training 4 to 6 times a week. Then from there you go 8 times a week, but it has to be in one specific sport if you want to go to the top level. Now, for me, I love football, even though it's been up and down throughout the years. I wanted to leave. Now I think my love for it is really strong because it's the thought, oh my gosh, I'm like gonna leave it forever. But I remember times I was like, I want to try these other sports because like all I knew was just kicking a ball, and like we've been trained and programmed an algorithm just football. Like, you learn for your position. They find you a position, like, okay, you're starting to do this, because there's 2 girls in my team. They can only play center back. So they were like, which really affected them because they were never selected. They started off as defenders and then, you know, they just never progressed. When for me, I played every position when I was younger. And then when I got to 11, I said I was a left winger. I moved down to left back and now I'm center back. So I can still play left wing and left back. Obviously not as well as the people in my team currently, because they've been trained for that a lot longer and they've been training for that actively. But if one of them gets injured, they're like, hey, we need you to play up. I can play up quite confidently for a game. I'm not going to say I'm going to go scoring 3 goals. I'm saying I think I can manage it for the game and it's not going to be a massive like loss and I'm looking super out of place. So I think that's a good thing that I played many different sports. But I think if you're, especially for outfield players, if you just train to play one position and you can only play one position, that's so like, because then if you're playing for a team that say you could only play center back, they already have 2 amazing center backs, you have to be above the level of the current center backs. Because if you're at the same level, why swap out 2 amazing center backs? They know the chemistry, they got confidence, they play with the team well, so you have to be better to actually take their spot. And it's like easier to get an understanding of the game to just play more positions than just one. Obviously this doesn't count for goalkeepers because, you know, there's just a goalkeeper for that, but for outfield and footballers, like on sports day, we can manage sports day. Like, we can win the competitions and stuff because it's our internal sports day, but we're supposed to win. It's not supposed to be impressive, the football players being able to jump and sprint faster than the swimmers and the golfers and the tennis players and the aerialists. Because you might think, oh, but then you guys are super fast, you're super this, super that, because you guys are winning it. No, because I'm going to say only a quarter of the people, no, less than a quarter, maybe 1/5 of the people there at sports day are actually high performance athletes in the academies. The rest will just train 2 times a week. Some just once, they go for fun, they don't take it seriously. So we should be beating them. If someone who's not in an academy that just goes to the gym with their friends for fun is beating us, that says a lot. So it's a lot of pressure on us because you have to win. If you guys get beat by it has to be all the top, it has to be academy people, otherwise what? But it's also not too much pressure because I kind of have some sense, I put hard work in, I know I'm going to do better than the people that don't train. So that's a lot of reassurance. But there was this one girl I played with, her school has seasons and you can play different sports. So she did football and touch rugby. She was the most agile person on the pitch. She came and her ball controls everything, because in football, we need to be fast, jump, whatnot. The skills in a way are transferable by what your body needs to be able to do in the way of running is similar in the touch rugby as it was with football. The only difference is you're using your feet and they're using your hands, the running, the motion, stuff like that. That was really helpful for her. And I think there's a study done, I can't remember the name of it, but if you do more sports earlier, then once you choose a sport, you have a wider, you're just better at it. For example, if I played pickleball on the weekends, I can get a lot more agile getting on it. But we don't have time to do that because we're training 8 times a week. We're specific on that, which is so bad because because you go to school with these people, they're in the academy with these people, and it's they're your only team. So if they give you a bad experience, it makes you want to quit because you're oh, you're just used to this bad experience. But if you're playing for 2 teams, and most likely in one of the teams you will have a friend, or if in the 2 teams you got different coaches, then if one coach is really bad, you can see light on the other side by the other coach hopefully being good and a lot better. Because then if you're stuck in the same team, it's hard to see that it's different in other teams, or oh, there's better coaches, there's nicer players and stuff like that, because you're used to the environment you're in, which could be really toxic at the time, but you just don't realize it. However, because we train so much, we're also super close because we've known each other for that long. We've been training, some of us has been training together for years, and we train so much together. We even if we're not the bestest friends and we don't hang out every weekend, we are still close and have those memories together that build a friendship because we spend so much time together. However, I'm gonna graduate, and then what's going to happen to those friendships? How many of these people am I actually going to see after I graduate? Because at the whole team, I think that maybe half of the people I would actually make an effort to see. There's say 23 people in my squad right now, and top of my head I can think of maybe 10 people I'd actually want to see after school, and I'll be oh yeah, let's meet up, let's catch up. But that's okay, because it's completely fine to not be best friends with everyone in your team. But it's when you're trained and you grew up with these people to be an athlete, to play football, you guys play football together. When you don't play football together anymore and I'm not going to be an athlete, what am I? Because there I have my medals, I have trophies back there, and it's I'm Hayley, the football player, the athlete. When I graduate, I am no longer going to be an athlete, and it's what am I gonna do with my life? Because whenever it's on holiday, or when I did need to take a mental break from football because it was just draining for me and I couldn't keep up with it anymore, I didn't know what to do because I can't just sit around. And I'll work out. I can only work out for a maximum of 2 days a week, otherwise I get so bored. It's pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. I genuinely just couldn't it was so boring. When with football, I'm training and I'm like, oh yes, I'm getting stronger. It's just gonna help me get faster. I see something. I'm like, this is like not really doing much. So I think I will definitely have to pick up another sport if I wasn't to do football, because I need to compete. I need something to train for, not just get bigger biceps, get abs, get a fatter ass, you know. I want to compete. I want to challenge myself. The problem is I can literally only play football, and football, like, you will need more than 22 people to be able to get together at the same time. You need a facility, equipment, ball, whatnot, to be able to play football. And when you're living your life, it's going to be hard to get 22 people. That's minimum 22. You'll need more than that if you want subs, referee, all that, to be able to have an organized game. When instead if I did something like tennis, then it's only one-on-one, go to court, find people. So it's like also sport selections, because maybe if I was a golfer, it would be different, because then I can just go to the golf course every weekend and I still play some golf, meet some people there, if that makes sense. So maybe that's something I'll personally do after I graduate, is find another sport to do to compete in and get better, level up the skills. What that sport will be, I don't know. But I genuinely think, sports, like, specification is super hard, because even if I said to my coach, no, I'm only going to train football 4 times a week, I'm going to train this other sport, then I wouldn't get as, like, I'll be, what's the point? Because I'm not going to get selected as much as the players that train every day, because they will understand it tactically, chemistry will be better. So it's like, either I'll be average at these 2 sports, or you choose one and you're going to be a lot better. And that's just the way it works in, like, the way my academy set up. Like, you gotta play, you gotta go every day. That's the way you get your playing time. That's why even when I was going through the hardest times in football, I could never stay away from it long, because I just want to play. No matter what, how much I hated it, I wanted to be on that pitch and play. That's like what motivated me to go to training. Like, I was so ill last week. I pushed myself to go to as many trainings as I could, because I was like, I want to play. Like, I'm not letting this affect my playing time. Which it did build a lot of, like, strength and motivation, but also pushes you a lot more than you need at a young age. So I don't know if sports specification is actually good for you, because my coaches in the gym, they never actually taught us how to do any of the exercises. So I was doing so many exercises so wrong for so many years, which leads to injuries. But I feel like if you're younger and you experiment in different sports, you learn different things, it is transferable to other sports, and you do learn quite a bit. So I was lucky that in PE, I would play badminton, tennis, so many different sports as well, that I kind of got a taste for the other sports. But I think if I was to just play one sport, from the age of 13, I couldn't. Because I chose sports, one of my subjects. For like a term, we played ultimate frisbee in class. And it was so fun. I got to understand the rules, play a different sport, and having that, like, refreshness was so good. Because the whole point of being an athlete is, like, I want to jump, I want to throw things. I don't just want to go to the gym, look good. I want to, like, run, jump, skip, use my body, compete. So it really made it fun and active. Because with football, it gets so stressful, because I'm, like, trained to, like, just use it to compete. Like, passing gotta be good, technical, da-da-da-da-da. So doing another sport, it's like, oh, it's just fun. I just gotta use my body, throw it, catch it, run around, have some fun. And it's not a lot of pressure on me mentally, like, oh my gosh, I have to always perform and everything you're doing is being monitored. Because I think even if I was to just play pickup, I'd want to be the best there. For football, like, I have to be the best. I train so long, like, I can't take it fun. It's like, I have to win. Every training, have to win, have to do the best. But if I play another sport, it's like, it's actually fun to compete in, because it doesn't matter as much to me, and I can just enjoy it. When for football, because I've been competing in for so long, it's only seen as a competitive environment for me, and I can't really enjoy it. I want it to be structured. Like, if I'm going to train, I want it to be structured. If I'm going to play with someone, structured, competitiveness, fairness. Can't just play for fun anymore, because I'm so used to the structure of competitive football. When if just playing ultimate frisbee on the beach, yeah, I can go for it. You know, I could be lenient with the rules and whatnot. So I think it does affect the social aspect in a way, but that's why I think it's good to play other sports and not just specify. Even if it's just for fun, don't constantly play one sport. Participate in many sports, but only one sport. like super competitively. That's my life lesson. Anyway, if you guys want to see more of this rant, click here. Another video, click here. You want to be awesome souls and subscribe? Right here. Love you all. See ya.